for in this introduction session of Salesforce Business Analyst. My name is Sumit and I'm a Salesforce consultant. I'm working with aitech1.com and my job role is working as a Salesforce consultant and to serve clients, to handle multiple clients in this company. And we are, because in AITech1 we are offering services to a lot of our clients and we are providing Salesforce solutions to them. So that's my role. Total, I have 17 years of experience in IT industry, and in Salesforce I have around 7 years of experience in Salesforce, including data warehousing, data visualization and other technologies. So in this introduction session, I'm going to talk about the role of Salesforce business analyst in an organization, what a Salesforce business analyst do actually, what it does, what is Salesforce, and how Salesforce will be helpful for to be a business analyst. Like if you are working as a Salesforce business analyst, how Salesforce is going to help you guys out. And then I'm going to give you a quick product demo on same. Then we'll have a quick product demo. And so if any one of you are new to Salesforce, so that's a good thing actually, because that would be a very good start for you guys, because as you know that Salesforce is gaining popularity and it is one of the world's number one CRM solution in the industry these days, and a lot of jobs are also coming actually. So as per Salesforce, in next few years almost 2 to 4 million jobs will be coming up in the market. So we'll talk about the different job roles. If you start your career as a Salesforce, so what are the different job roles? Then at the end we will have a quick questionnaire round. So if you have some queries or if you have some doubts, you can come up with your questions. So let's talk about the business analyst. Basically, what's the job role? What is business analyst? What are business analyst done in an organization, and how it is going to help? How it will be useful actually? That is one of the most important thing we need to understand. That how Salesforce business analyst, being a Salesforce business analyst, how it can help you out. So as all of you know, business analyst, or if we talk about what is a business analyst, so business analyst basically it's a role. You can say when you join a company, when you join any organization, so it's a role, or we can say a set of tasks and techniques which are used to work as a liaison among stakeholders in order to understand the structure, the policies, the operations, and the recommended solutions that will enable an organization to achieve its goals. So basically I can say that business analyst is the connecting point, is one of the most important person, or you can say most important key point between a company and the clients. So being a business analyst, it's the job role of a BA to connect with the client, provide them, recommend a solution, and if a solution is recommended, then also need to collect the requirements from them. First of all, document the requirement. Okay, documentation need to be done. All the requirements need to be documented properly, and then hand over or share those documents or requirement document with the developer. If some basic customization is required, a Salesforce BA must be capable of doing those things also by itself. So basically, what are the responsibilities, we can say? So investigating and analyzing the business situations, identifying the tactical options that will address a given situation and will support the delivery of the business strategy. Basically, it is being a BA brings the business to the company, we can say. Right? So BA, it investigates the idea, the problems. It provides the solutions to the clients. First of all, understand the problems, provide solutions to them, formulate options for a way forward, and produce the business cases setting out their conclusions and with by recommendations. And what are the roles and responsibilities as I'm talking about? It works as a connection among stakeholders between client and within organization. It investigate and analyze the business situations, identifying and evaluating options for improving business systems, elaborating and defining the requirements, and basically collect the requirements from the client and then forward those requirements to the developer, as I mentioned, in a proper documented manner. In a so uh, preparing the requirement documentation is also a responsibility of a BA. And to make sure the effective implementation and use of information system in lines with the need of the business, and also need to make sure that whatever solution is designed and developed, whether it is up to the mark or whether it is up based according to the requirement or not. Okay, for example, a requirement has been forwarded by the client. The same requirement forwarded to the developer design the solution, but that solution is not up to the mark. That solution not fulfill all the requirements. So again again a BA get in touch with the first of all, BA validate the solution based on according to the requirement, and then forward it to the client if the solution is up to the mark, if solution is ready. And also, not only this, the BA's responsibility, there is one more responsibility of BA, to train the client's employees, to train the client users, you can say internal users, or the client or the employees, how to use these solution. So therefore a BA must BA must know how to use the system, how to navigate within the application. So that's the job role of a BA. Now BA is required in almost every domain, whether it's a you can say it's almost required in every industry, because nowadays a lot of competition is there. So the companies, they hire BAs to get more business to them, because developer cannot do everything. Developer is only responsible for designing and developing a solution, but BA brings business to the company. BA connects with the client. So let's try to understand more this with the help of an image. So as you can see, this is a business analyst. This is a business analyst, and as you can see, this business analyst is connected with the owner or the sponsor. Owner or sponsor could be a client, we can say. It's a connecting point between owner and sponsor. And business analyst can directly connect with the project manager. Business analyst is directly connect with the developer and the subject matter experts and the users, those who will be using it. And as you can see, there is no connectivity between the user and the developer. So only through BA, a user, the end users and the solutions developers, they can connect with each other. Now here, subject matter expert means the clients, those the specific users or those who will be using that application. For example, if there is a finance if there's a finance application, or if let's suppose if there's some HR application has been built, so the HR of that company for whom we have built the solution, we need to train him how to use the application, how to navigate within the application. So training is also a to deliver training is also a responsibility of a Salesforce, or sorry, of a business analyst. So this is the key role of a BA, business analyst. Now, what exactly Salesforce does, where Salesforce comes into this picture, that is one of the most important question. This is the role of a BA. These are responsibilities, role and responsibilities, but where actually Salesforce fits in. So as all of you know, that Salesforce is a CRM solution, is one of the world #1 CRM solution. It provides a complete solution for sales, service, marketing, partner management and community management. Using Salesforce, we can automate most of our tasks, like email notification, message notification, or we can basically we can like field updation, assigning tasks, Okay, there are some flows also, like we used to have. If I'm doing some navigation, so we can track each and every step. So all these things can be automated by using Salesforce. Also, using Salesforce solution, we can build, or using Salesforce CRM, we can build custom interfaces for our clients, custom solutions. Let me give you one example actually, then I'll let you know that how we have worked on this one. Just a second, let me close this. And so I'm talking about a custom solution. So for example, let me open it just to demonstrate you. So as you can see, this is one of a custom solution, and here I would like to preview all the details. I would like to preview all the candidate informations we have in our object. So when I click on display all records, it will preview all records to me. It will show me all records to me. We can do some customization. Also, we can implementation some search also. So for example, if I just add some search and click on search based on email, so it will show me, it will fetch the information and display the information to me. So basically it's like searching or filtering records. And if I just enter wrong input, so see this, it throws an error message to, or warning message to us also. So this is a custom solution actually, and you can see for custom solution we write some code also for this. So this is a custom solution with the help of this. So many times the clients, they request for a custom solution, and using Salesforce we can easily design a custom solution for our client. Or if they are not looking for any custom solution, we can directly navigate to Salesforce. So most of the part is GUI in Salesforce, but as per on demand we can create custom solution for our client also. There's an automation also, like for example, whenever a new candidate registered with us or whenever a new record is generated, we want to send a notification. We want to send a notification to our client, to our candidates. That can also be done. That is also possible with Salesforce, but only thing is we need to configure it. We have to configure that as okay. So all these things actually developer is going to do, but being a Salesforce BA, you guys also need to know how to configure this, so that if some small changes are required, if a new feature need to be added, if some customization need to be done, being a Salesforce BA, you guys are capable of doing those things easily. You don't need to be dependent on developer every time, until and unless some major customizations are not required. So Salesforce gives a platform where advanced users, or advanced users means internal users I'm talking about, like a developer or a BA, they can easily manipulate they can easily work on that, right? And Salesforce basically it works on a cloud solution, but we can integrate with different other tools like also social networks, BI tools, and so on. So it's a complete cloud solution. First of all, as you can see my Salesforce instance, this is a cloud solution. I haven't installed anything at my end. This is just a cloud solution, and we can navigate from one object to another. These are objects. We can click on any of the object as per on demand, and we can create a new application. We can create a new record easily. So I can just click on new, and we can create a new record as per on demand. So basically we provide a we provide front end interface to the end users to create new records. So quickly we can create new records here. So for example, if you want to perform some operations, so we can just search for the records. Now these information, these position names, these candidate names are coming from different objects. Let me show you this. These are coming from these positions and candidates. So they are pre-existing records. Pre-existing means I have already feed these records here. I've already feed these records, right? And now when I click on job application and click on new, we can easily insert a record. So we can quickly add a new record, new, and I'll just write this one and just write this one and click on save. And you can see this candidate mail ID. I just write some junk email. This is an automation, and when we click on save, this field will be populated automatically. See this field is populated automatically, and at the same time a notification has been forwarded to this candidate on this mail ID that your job application has been submitted successfully. Okay, and there is one more automation in this. For example, if some reviews are given, in background, so those reviews, for example, if I give some rating to this, let's suppose if I'm giving some ratings to this candidate, and I'll just give few ratings to this candidate, and when I navigate to details and so you can see the status has been customized automatically. So all these automations can be done. Apart from this, some activities, you can see an upcoming task is there. So these are some automations activities, like basically Salesforce makes things so simple. We can add new activities, we can send emails directly from Salesforce itself. So we have an option, we have a place from where we can directly send a notification email to candidate. We can log a call. Now there are certain app exchange, so we need to download some additional applications. We need to integrate our Salesforce with some additional applications which is available in our app exchange. So there are some ready-made apps, you can say, visit app exchange. Ready-made applications, like we can download applications on our mobile phone. In same manner, we can visit app exchange and download applications on this. For example, if I would like to make a phone call directly from my application, we have applications here. So let's say phone or phone. And there are some pre-existing apps. So you can see Cloud Call, Fast Call, Ring by Name, and we can download it and install this and then integrate this solution, this ready-made solution, this ready-to-use solution with our application. It's a paid application, so we have to pay for that. So this one, $30 per user per month. It's not a free application. Okay, so we have to pay for that. These are additional applications actually. So as per on demand, as per on company's requirement or our client requirement, we got this information, we got this applications and provide these informations to our. Now if we talk about the Salesforce architecture, so Salesforce architecture is multi-tenant architecture. Multi-tenant means the single instance will be shared with multiple clients. So the same application can be accessed by multiple users. So let me give you one very small example. Let's suppose there's a company ABC, and that company, they have their offices in India, they have their one office in France and Germany and in Japan. And so they are not going to build four different applications. The same applications can be the same application can be accessed by the users from all four different regions. And there is a functionality that while we creating a user for individual regions, we can allow them to transform or to convert the interface in their own language. So there is an option available that they can access the interface, like interface means all these options like the menus or the options which are coming here, the labels, okay, the labels or the names which are coming. So they can the name can be transformed in their own language, and they can do that very easily. Actually, they can transform the name in their language very easily, right? And also they can set their own time zone, they can change their language, but they don't a different application means the company, they don't need four different applications for different regions. Same application can be accessed by all users from all regions. And here users means internal users I'm talking about. So and if some modifications are required, so vendor, they need to update only one application and the changes will reflect all other clients, the changes will get reflected all other places. So this is one of the most we can say this is one of the major advantage of Salesforce, right? So update at one place will reflect to all the clients. Single data storage, centralized data storage basically. And as you can see here in Salesforce, I'm not working with database means I'm not going to I'm not worried about where the database is. If I would like to insert data, I can quickly click on create candidate, and I can click on new, and my data gets stored, my record is created. Okay, so if for example, if I just open this and if I just add a new record, I'll just write, let's say, date of birth. So this form we have designed, it's a custom interface, it's a custom application, we have designed this by ourselves. And also we have certain validations also. Validations in terms of, for example, validation in terms of when I try to save this, it throws an error message, duplicate value, duplicate emails are not allowed. So I have put a validation, and you can see a new record has been generated, C 00027. This is, so a new record has been generated here. Right? So, and where this data gets stored, at what location, we don't need to bother about it, because that is the thing which is taken care by Salesforce itself. So all these things taken care by Salesforce itself. And as you know, anything which is shared among multiple users is always economical. So therefore, Salesforce architecture is like, it's very economical. Resources and maintenance cost is shared with among multiple users, and that's why it's in very low cost solution. In very low cost, we can get a very powerful solution. And again, being like, when you will be practicing on it by yourself, you don't have to pay anything for the license cost. Okay, there is a trial version available. We can use that trial version for 30 days, and after 30 days you can again go for a new subscription. So a trial version is available which you can use for next 30 days. Now whatever records are sharing among between clients or the internal clients, actually internal users, they always follow a governor limits. So the sharing rules are enforced by the governor limits. For example, in an organization, we have some roles, we have certain roles. So the requirement is the records or the data will be shared among based on the role hierarchy. So it must follow the role hierarchy. And we have a functionality in Salesforce to set that up. That is called sharing rules, and that can be done by using OWD. That can be done by using OWD, organization wide default. So that also we'll talk about how it in our regular session. We'll be going to see how it is going to work, right? So we'll be going to talk about those things also. Now the question is how Salesforce will be helpful for a BA. So as I've already mentioned, Salesforce is a rich solution, and it includes the Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Analytic Cloud. Analytic Cloud is for data visualization. So Salesforce has introduced a new solution also, that's for Analytic Cloud, that is for reporting and solution. Only that is specifically for reports, to create reports. We'll talk about that in upcoming sessions. And every cloud, if I talk about Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, they have an extraordinary features which helps customer to driving basically which helps the customer using Salesforce, thereby increasing business efficiently and more productive. So basically, instead of capturing the details in Excel or in traditional database, let's suppose SQL Server or Oracle, then what happened? We need a solution. We need a front-end application to submit the data into application, to submit the data into database. Salesforce is a solution. Basically, it's a solution. We design our front end, and according to the front end, the back end will be designed automatically. The database will be designed automatically. That's why Salesforce is so popular, and it's 100% cloud, right? Now using Salesforce, BA, what they can do, they can manage the customers insights, they can handle all the customers information. Okay, so basically the analytic cloud of Salesforce, it helps the organization and organize the data and provide a valuable insight into customer behavior and in a proper manner. the marketing cloud in Salesforce, it helps the BA to manage their clients information, to manage the client details, that these are the clients we have, this is our client list, and this is the next task we have to perform. We have a meeting schedule with these clients on these days. So all the information can be tracked within Salesforce easily. And if we are coming up with a new solution, so Salesforce BA can manage that. Okay, so based on basically when a new solution is going to launch, so they can quickly inform their clients also that, okay, that the new solution is going to involve, basically we are coming up with new solution, this is our new solution, if you want to get involved in your existing application, we can help you that. And then here comes the Salesforce BA into picture. Then Salesforce BA connects with that client and tell them more about the feature, new upcoming feature, and get business from them, and convince them basically, and tell them about the feature and convince them to involve. And basically it's a job role of a Salesforce BA to introduce that feature with the client and let them and tell and explain them, basically I can say, let me correct myself, or explain them, or tell to the client that how this feature will be helpful to increase their business. Visualize Salesforce data. uh, Visualizing Salesforce data, so basically reports and dashboards, and using the inbuilt feature of reports and dashboards. So here we have reports and dashboards, so we can generate some dashboards. And using this feature, this gives, basically using this feature, Salesforce BA can easily generate reports and dashboards, and can visualize the data, can generate the reports at their end. Manage the technical capabilities. Basically there are some features like sales process features, marketing feature, service feature, so they can manage the technical capability. So it's just a drag and drop, and because of that, a Salesforce BA helps the a Salesforce helps the Salesforce BA to customize the application in very fast and efficient manner, and in very few clicks. So in very few clicks, the application can be customized at runtime. And as I mentioned earlier, also if the client needs some customization, and if this is a very basic customization, so Salesforce BA can quickly do that and demonstrate it to the client. So and if we talk about the some traditional applications like Java, or if we talk about Java or some databases, then what happened? BA can only collect the information, that's all, collect the requirement. Then only the developers can do that, because there at that place hard coding is required. Whereas it's not like that. If I would like to just add a field, for example, I got a requirement that, okay, we need to add a new field in candidate object. So the client made a request that they want to add a new field in candidate object. So now, instead of connecting to the developer, Salesforce BA can perform this activity by himself. So Salesforce BA quickly connect to the object manager, candidate. Here we have all the options handy, and can add a new field based on the demand, based on the requirement. So what kind of field client is looking for? Let's suppose client is looking for some uh, let's suppose client is looking for some WhatsApp number. So a new field is need to be added, a WhatsApp number and all. So I just add name, text, next, and I'll just add here WhatsApp number easily. And not see, here we have options: required, not required, unique. Next. We can also manage profiles. We can also manage the visibility of the fields by setting a profile, and finally click on save, and that's done. So field is added. Let's go and check. So I'll just refresh it. We click on new, and the field is added. And you see, in very few clicks, a field is added. Whereas if we talk about some traditional applications, there we have to write background scripts, then only the field will be added. See, a WhatsApp number field is added, very easy. Formatting can be done, validations can be done. So if if it's a very basic validation, a Salesforce BA can also do that by itself. So basically Salesforce interface provides, and basically Salesforce provides an interface to the developer, to the Salesforce BA, to do customization by themselves in very few clicks, and very easily actually. right? Okay. Now, for example, let's suppose my client wants to build a solution, basically wants to build some automation. So we have a process builder. Here we have a process builder to do that. Process builder. Process builder is like flow, you can say. Process builder is something like it's like something like flow charts. Like we used to have done flow charts in our schools and uh, in our studies. So similar kind of functionality process builder does. So my requirement is whenever a new candidate is registered, I would like to send a notification email to candidate. So first of all, because I have already done that, so let me do one thing. Let me deactivate this. Okay, because we already have one solution. So let me deactivate this, and then I'll show you this. So let me deactivate. Excuse me. Clone this, and you can see we can quickly create a new solution. This is the process we are going to create, a new process. We just add a criteria that whenever a new candidate is registered, or let me show you one thing. Instead of this, let me back view all process and create a new one actually. Yeah. So I'll just write send notification to candidate. And when a record is changed, now which object? So we can quickly select objects. I want to implement this on candidate. I want to implement this on candidate object. And when do we want? When a record is created. Simply save this. So object is added here. So this process is associated with this object. Any criteria? Do we want to add any criteria? Criteria name. Let's say send email. Any criteria? No criteria. Just execute the. We can add a criteria that a candidate record only be created if the date of birth is less, if the year is less than some, like if the birth year is greater than after 19, you can say 19, after 1980 we only they can generate. So we can add a formula here. We can have a formula, and we can give fetch all the fields. So we'll talk about that also. Right now I just say no criteria. Save this. And what action we would like to perform. So see, in very few clicks, a complete process will be configured. I click on add action, and what action we want to perform. Do we want to run a flow? We want to send email alert. We want to create a new record, or quick actions, or what exactly we want to update records or submit for approval or send any custom notification. I would like to send an email alert. So select email alert, and action name is, let's say, send email to candidate. There are some pre-existing emails alerts which I have already configured actually. So let me show you that also. I've already configured an email alert, email notification. Actually that's a pre-existing, or you can say I have already configured that earlier. So classic email templates, and I've already configured that email template. And we have options to create email template. See this one, new candidate registration email template. This template I have configured that whenever a candidate is registered, it will send an email to the candidate that, dear candidate, first name, thanks for submitting your data with us, and information about first name, last name. These are the fields. So basically it's a dynamic template, and at runtime, whichever candidate record we would be creating, it will send an email to to that particular candidate. So this can be done. So I'll just select it, save this. That's all. Activate it, confirm, process is completed. It's done. And we can see view all process, and you see this process is activated. Send notification to candidate, record change. So what happened now? When we create a new record in candidate, it will send a notification to that candidate that your record has been submitted successfully. Your information has been stored with us successfully because it's active. And if you want any if we don't want to run any of the process, we can deactivate it, right? So automations can be done by using, we can configure this within Salesforce by using these options. So we have a lot of other options. For example, if I would like to create new users, so we have options to create new users. We can set up new roles, we can set up new profiles as on demand, we can set up new public groups, we can manage, we can create some permission sets, and same permission sets will be we can assign those permission sets to multiple users, right? Data management means we would like to we would like to take a backup of records, we would like to manage data like mass deleting records, mass transfer records, okay? Or if I would like to export the data, so we can click on data export, and we can export the data from Salesforce onto our local machine, on our local desktop, okay, right? So time to time we can do backup. Also we can schedule this, so we have an inbuilt functionality to schedule this. We can schedule it, see this, schedule export. So at a specific interval the data will get exported, and the data will get exported and stored on our local machine, and anytime we can reuse it and upload it back after modification, right? And if we talk about the company information, so we have companies, you can see we have company setting, like for example, if your client asks you that, okay, I have a company information but I would like to set my business hours, so we can set business hours. We can manage company information by clicking on this, we can manage company information, like how many, okay, company information can be managed, like to which region this belongs to, what currency locale it is using, okay, everything. Then we can manage the holidays, fiscal years, language setting can be done, like the interface can be translated into which languages. You can see this is, for example, I want my interface to be in different language, so that would be an individual user's demand. So user say, okay, I want my interface to be in a different language. So what I can do, I can click on language and time zone, and I can change it according to myself. So I just change this into, let's say, I say in here, and save this. And time zone can also be changed. We can change time zone also. So you can see these options, because these are custom objects. So you can see all the options turn into different languages coming in Chinese. Anything which is customized means these are custom objects, so they won't get translated automatically. We have to get into these settings and then rename them into Chinese. This is a Chinese language actually, and these are objects, standard options. So all the standard options get customized automatically. If I click here, see all the standards, they customize automatically. I'll get back to, let me again convert it into English and save it. So again it get converted into English. See, converted. So this is so easy. So the users, they can basically they can transform the language, they can transform the application in their own language. So as I mentioned that if I'm using application from if I'm using my application from India, I want my application in English. If a user is accessing the same application from Japan, so they can translate, they can transform or convert the interface or transform the interface in Japanese language, or as on according to the region. So we have and we basically the language option is there, so the users, they can customize this. Okay, so options are there. Only thing is we need to look out that, okay, what options are there and what are we going to based on the client requirement, we need to work on it. We need to look these options, right? Now we talk, let's talk about the what are we going to cover up in this training. Okay, what are we going to cover up in this training? So this is the course outline. I think the course outline has already been shared to you guys in email and the link which we have posted. So we'll be going to talk about the cloud computing, CRM solutions, the 3-tier model view and controller, that's MVC1, and we'll discuss about object fields, tabs and applications, Then we'll understand the Salesforce interface, standard applications, and we'll also work on the flow. We'll also discuss about, I'm also going to explain you that how actually the Salesforce data flows, how exactly it works, how the data flows within the application. So that also I'm going to cover up. Data types, creation of objects, tabs and applications, field dependencies. Then we'll be going to work on relationship. Relationship means connecting between objects, connectivity between objects, that how these objects are associated with each other, how they are related with each other. Then record types we are going to work on. Then this is the important part, actually, the sharing rules and all, sharing rules, OWDs. Okay, setting up profiles, setting up rules, creating queues, public groups. Then we'll be going to talk about automation, process builder, workflow process, setting up validation rules, history tracking. We'll be going to discuss on reports and dashboards, and we'll see reports and dashboard both on Classic as well as in Lightning, because Salesforce has got two interfaces actually. One is the Classic one is the Lightning. This is the Lightning interface, and we can click on Classic also, because many organizations, they are still using the Classic. So in this training, whenever we so from the day one, when we discuss about this, when we work on this, when we work on Salesforce, we'll be going to work on both the interfaces one by one. Like if how to get this option in Classic, how to get this option in Lightning, because you don't know that what kind of interface your client will be using, Lightning or Classic. So if they are using Lightning, this is your Lightning. If they will be using Classic, then this would be my Classic interface. So I can navigate to Classic interface, and this is my Classic interface. So as you can see, this is my interface. Basically, Lightning interface is more, I can say Lightning interface is more interactive and more GUI based actually. So like Classic also there, but again you can see all the options. We have all the options like data, company profile, managing users, setting up users, roles, public groups. Okay, so we can do all these things here also, right? At the end, we'll have couple of sessions on custom interfaces. Like I have shown you one example on Visualforce pages, like custom pages. In the very beginning, I have demonstrated an example. So that is an example of Visualforce pages and Apex classes. So the here the programming which I have shown you, let me open it. Apex/test8. So this is the Visualforce page actually. That's a visualforce.com. See this Visualforce page, right? This is in, and you can see we can access the same Visualforce page in Classic as well as in Lightning. So if we switch to Lightning experience, we can switch to Lightning experience and access from there. Not an issue. We can access it from here. So it works on both the places. Test8. And this is the, and if I'll show you the code, this is the background script for this. So for every action, for every step, we have an action, and we have configured this action manually. So because as I mentioned, your client may ask you for custom interface, so you must know all these things, that whether this option, whether this function is doable or not, or whether it is possible to implement these functionality in the application or not. If you are sure about it, then only you can confirm to your client, yeah, it is doable. Or you can discuss it with the developer. If you have an idea about it, you can also discuss with the developer and then communicate the same thing to your client. So that's why we are going to work on these Apex triggers and custom Visualforce pages part. Okay, so that's the topic. These are the topics we are going to cover, and will be okay. And the training we are going to do, the training will be you can say conceptual based training. Okay, conceptual based training and based on the requirement. So whenever we have session, first of all we discuss about the requirement, and we'll see that why Salesforce is required for this, or basically how Salesforce can help us to fulfill this requirement. And then we'll implement the same thing in the application, in our Salesforce application. So it's not like only theory. Okay, we'll be doing practically also. Practically, because theoretically we can do it from anywhere, but practical is very important. Like we need to implement this, we need to test it, or we need to check it by implementing each and everything. And that's what our like that's how we used to deliver training. Great. So that's all in this introduction session on Salesforce Business Analyst. So if you